on the previous episode.
20 to 21, it's only really going to go up. I wouldn't be shocked if Larry Allen or Jesse Bates are about 230k tonight. Training really has no reason to go down now since the rerolls are out. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, episode 67 of the No Money Spent. A little later update than I'd like on Saturday, but let's hop into the content. Two new legends, two pretty damn good legends if you ask me. Andre Johnson, the first one, 91 speed, 6'3", hits the 90, deep route running threshold, 90 medium route rushing threshold, and he's a physical archetype. So deep threat being the worst wide receiver archetype because they can't get route tech at that 90 overall, but physical can get route tech. And if you go look, run blocking is going to be 80. He's probably the best run blocking wide receiver in the game, right? If you love to tote the ball, you love to run all game, get Andre Johnson for run blocking. And then Ronnie Lott, Ragers theme team, is another player, 92 speed, hits the 90 zone threshold, just a really good card, but he is going for 900k. And then in terms of limited time investments for legend, now I've gotten a question about this. I'm questioning myself, like, should I pick up our limited time legend investments worth it? Now Michael Vick right now is 900k. He was about 900k last weekend, and then Charles Woodson was 550 last weekend. He is now 600 in terms of their limited time card. Andre Johnson, I don't really see worth it that much just because he's not a complete top of the end meta card. Now Ronnie Lott's interesting because his limited goes for about 950 and then his card goes for 900, so it's only about a 50k loss. So it's probably cheaper to actually buy Ronnie Lott and then save the power up in the training, right? Because it costs a lot to power up them with training. So Ronnie Lott's, now I'm going to stay away honestly from the limited time investments. I just don't see the complete upside just because they're not a specific like rare card. You can just power them up and they're the same rating. That's kind of the thinking behind that. Now I did finish my 60 stars, got my 90 overall NCAT pack. Now I'm going to talk a little about NCATs. NCATs, honestly, for no money spent players, I think are really good and valuable because you're able to save coins at positions where you don't really want to spend coins on, right? You want to spend coins on your wide receivers, your corners, your running backs. You don't want to spend coins on your linemen. So Shaq Mason would be a really good player for a no money spent team at left guard. He could probably be your left guard, right, for probably a month or two, and it will just save you a whole lot of coins. Now we're going to hop into my binder. What is my binder at right now? We're going to go through limiteds, right? Tyler Lockett picked one up yesterday for 440k. He's currently going for 635. I want to get 700k. Now Deion Jones, I picked up for 315. He's going for about 450, 440. I want to try to get 500 for him. Now we've seen from the limited time investments, right, the timing window. This is going to be basically, we're going to learn from the past to go up into this week. Now the best time to buy these was Friday morning, pretty much. Friday morning you could pick up Lockett for I think 425 and the Deion Jones for 350. Later on in the day, they could get more and more rare because people kind of just stop opening packs on Friday, get that rush of packs to flood the market. So probably for this next week for limiteds, right, we're going to target them Friday morning instead of Friday afternoon. Now in terms of the most feared limiteds, I picked up a Travis Kelce for 290 and 300, and then a JJ Watt for 290. I don't really see the upside though that much in these cards. I think they could probably only get to about 350k midweek just because there's so many of them on the market. So many have been pulled, right? I don't really see, especially because they're not like top of the end meta players, I can't really see them going up to like 400, 450, maybe in like a couple weeks. But in terms of if you want to sell right that week turnaround, I think we could probably, I'm going to target 350k. We can make like 20 to 15k per card. Not the overall best in terms of a limited time investment, but looking at my binder, right, it's really a ghost town, right? I had so many Jesse Bates and Larry Allens that I bought yesterday that were just kind of sitting in my binder for training that I was eventually quick selling, right? I was buying at 20 coins for training. That is 92s for 200k, and I was really just rolling heavyweights all yesterday and all today. Why I'm rolling heavyweights, really they're the best way, arbitrage method, they're the best way to turn training into coins, right? These cards are really forgotten. Heavyweights, no one thinks, right? Everyone's buying training, everyone's rerolling. Heavyweights are the forgotten reroll, and they are really worth it to open. Now, in terms of, you see my binder, right? I have like 10 Norwells, 10 Pierces. You need to be really patient with selling these cards. This is how you maximize the profit on these, right? I think the number one trait for like a really good a person that makes a lot of coins that's really good at the market is going to be patience. You need to be patient with your sells, right? I'm really patient with Norwell. I will not take under 80k for Norwell, right? Same with Pierce. I'm selling Norwell and Pierce for at least above 80k. Hopping into our core elite investments, I picked up an Aaron Donald yesterday for 101k. He's about 125, and I picked up another Tyreek Hill for 80k. It's kind of price right now, 320. He's more around 95k. And then I picked up two Jair Alexanders for 35k. These are most feared investments in the future. I also picked up a Derwin James, I think a Justin Jefferson. I'm really going to target my most feared investments on Tuesday. That's going to be my day when I target the most feared investments, because we still have till, right, we have till Thursday's the deadline to pick up our core elites now. we kind of missed the window Friday morning to pick up a lot of the core leads just because I was so busy doing, like, I was making videos. I was just really busy with 80 82s, rerolls, that I really didn't have as much time to buy the core elites that I wanted to for most feeder investors. But luckily we still have there's still another, like, you still have really, technically you still have today, tomorrow, and then probably Tuesday's gonna be the money day when the market kind of drops down a little bit more. So we're probably gonna target Tuesday for those most feared investments specifically. Now I still have a bunch of 80 to 82 overall cards that I'm kind of just slowly either listing for 8K or doing team builder sets. Now hopping into my bids, you see I did a Andre Rison set today as well. Did it again for about this time about 180K and sold them for 250. So that set is still kind of profitable. You got to be really not really patient, but it's kind of a timing window when the cards are cheaper to buy for the set. And you see I also did 2 Hendrix set today for about 260, sold for 300, so we only made about 10K per on those. But hopping into our bids, you see Tyler Lockett for 440, and then you see the wave of cards that we were buying, right? 87s at under 30, 92s at 200K. That's 20 coins for him. These buys were all yesterday, none of them really today, all yesterday. And then if we check the market, just like I said in the intro, it was the most obvious training rise maybe of all time. 235K now for 92s. We were buying them at 200K just yesterday. This was probably the most obvious, like I said, the most obvious training rise, just because so much use for training right now, right? You got rerolls, people are getting a bunch of end caps that they have to power up. I mean, training has so many uses right now, and it's only going to go up. It's really not going to go up, right? We're going to stop. Why is training really going to stop? Now, if you want to buy training still, right? Because tonight is the last night to pull the limiteds out of the rerolls. So if you want to actually get training, the best training, you're probably going to have to snipe 90 to 91s, right? You're going to go through heavyweights, campus heroes, or maybe try to snipe the 87 most fears for like 32K and under. If you really want to like last chance it, try to pull Travis Kelce and JJ Watt. But you see, these cards are coming out of the rerolls tomorrow morning. Now, how does that matter? I really think training is going to start to dip now tomorrow, because like why would you pull rerolls tomorrow when there's no limiteds, right? Like, training tomorrow is probably going to slowly rise back down. The 92s tomorrow will probably be out 215, 220. I expect them to go down to a more just reasonable price. Now, how we're going to capitalize on that, I think we're going to buy training tomorrow and really just roll the heavyweights. The heavyweights probably won't go down. They won't go up. They're kind of just going to stay the same. There's only 55, actually. If I go through all of them, there's 55 cards on the market. They're just kind of forgotten, right? So I think probably tomorrow, and I'm not going to say this for sure, training has to go down. If training doesn't go down, I'm not really going to do this, but if training does go down tomorrow, I'm probably going to buy some training and roll some heavyweights, and I'll have till Monday basically to sell off those heavyweights. Now, looking at the legend sets, right, coin making methods, like right now, like I need a coin making method right now. There's really not that many methods, right? You can try to do an Andre Rison set, you can do team builders, right? Get a player pack method is good for these type of days that are slower. Legend sets just really aren't amazing. Like last weekend, right, I probably did over 100 of these master legend sets and made so many coins. Now Jerry Rice is actually he's like low-key a dub. Then Hendrix right now is like 290 to do, and he only goes for 300K. Jerry Rice, if you add up all the cards together, I think it costs like 190K or 180K to do if you add all the starters I do, and then he currently goes for about 220. If you could sell him for 230, 240, that's about a 15 to 20K, 15 to 10K profit. So you can look into Jerry Rice, try to do him, but it's just really hard right now to do the legend sets because just no one really is opening packs. I mean, Ronnie Lott shown it's 900K, right? The legend packs just really aren't being open, and you're not being able to get those snipes that we were last week with Michael Vick, right? Packs are being spammed in the market pretty much. But to wrap things up, we're gonna actually look at our team of the week investments now. Remember, we were buying these cards at 45K on Tuesday, and I said we should probably sell before most fear because I want you guys to get your coins back. Like, we'll take our 15 to 20% profit, and then we'll be able to use those coins on most fear. Now you see the team of the week cards are actually going for about 70K, so maybe we hold on to a couple next week through the weekend. Who knows? Now, last thing before this video ends, Joel Bitonio, as you see, kind of is a leak of most feared part 2, can go up to 90 overall. So we know Joel Bitonio is at least in part 2 or 3 going to get a 90 overall kind of mini hero to go into the set. Now, Joel Bitonio's base elites 15K. I don't hate the investment. I don't love the investment because we already got Larry Allen at left guard. So Joel Bitonio's probably core elite. Probably only going to go up to 25K. So maybe target for 12 to 13K on Tuesday when prices are a little bit cheaper. But that's going to wrap up this video. The good thing about Joel Bitonio is it kind of confirms that we're going to get another batch of, like, I'd say 890s and then 492s for the next 2 Fridays, really. So our core elite investments are going to be our big investments this week, as well as probably team of the week investments on Tuesday like we always do. But that's going to wrap up to this video. You see the coins at 5.6 mil. I know what I'm probably going to get up to. I've added everything. I'm going to keep it a little secret. We're going to see what I get up to probably in tomorrow's video. Will we get the double digits? I don't know, 10 mil plus. That's really hard to get to, but I did make a little bit, not as much as I normally do on a weekend. But yesterday really was the coin making day in terms of heavyweights, rerolls, etc. But that's gonna wrap it up all for this video. Episode tomorrow is gonna be around the same time, right? Sunday. I watch NFL football. I don't really play Madden on Sundays. It's gonna be typically a later upload on Sundays if you're new here. But subscribe, like, comment, of course, if you have any questions about the video. And until tomorrow, peace.